Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. So today in this particular class, this particular session, I'm going to cover how to study geography for UPSC mains, for UPSC prelims, and also for obviously other state exams where geography is part of the syllabus. And in this particular class, you will get a very deep understanding, good understanding of how to actually break down various topics of geography syllabus, how to learn maps, how to learn diagrams, and how to systematically approach studying geography instead of just going right into the facts. So watch this video till the end because you will get an idea, complete idea about various aspects of studying geography. So take care and let's go ahead and deep dive into the geography studying techniques. In this video, I will cover comprehensively all the sources that you need to study geography, what are the topics that are important that are given in UPSC syllabus, how you can actually go ahead and break down all these topics, because this is one skill that a lot of you don't know and I'm going to teach you this in this particular class today. And I'm going to tell you specific ways in which you can easily remember, easily study a lot of things from geography, which otherwise can be a very hectic subject because it has so many details. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I today only have these two books with me, so I will be obviously going and telling you about these two books, but there are some other books also that you can refer to, which I will tell you about. So what is the first source, that the most important source that you need to study for UPSC's geography portion or for state PSC's geography portion is the class 11th Fundamentals of Physical Geography book. This book is a classic. This is an NCERT book, around 250 pages. No, not even that much, just around 150 pages. And this book covers all the possible topics when it comes to physical geography, the topics you need to study for physical geography. All right, so this is the first book. This is the book you should start your geography preparation from. The second book that is optional, but I personally really like this book, is the Gochi Leong book, a certificate physical and human geography book. This is a classic book, and this book basically goes more into details of climate, landforms, from a broader perspective, and it clarifies a lot of concepts which otherwise you might not be sure about being covered in this book. And this book also covers climatology, which is not covered that well in this particular book. So those topics also you can cover. So here you can see this covers a lot of climatology, different kind of climates across the world, which I found to be very useful, even though they have not been appearing in UPSC for the last few years, but they can appear anytime. And it covers a lot of landforms, Earth's landforms, various phenomena such as volcanism, earthquakes, glaciation, etc. really well. I like the language, I like the ease through which you can study this book, and also the use of great diagrams in this book. So I really used to like this book. This is also probably around 200 pages, yeah, around 180 190 pages. So this book is also something that is optional obviously, but I particularly liked it to clarify my doubts on various topics. The number third source that I really like, obviously, an atlas. You should definitely have an atlas with you, and you should refer to this atlas all the time when you're studying any concepts, especially when you're studying maps. The fourth is PMFIAS notes. This is a institute which provides notes on various topics of geography, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, economic geography, Indian geography, basic, and also basic current affairs from geography. Now, the reason I like their notes is because you can revise from them really well. I don't think you should be reading these notes to study and understand geography. For that, you should be using this particular book and the book, other books that I'm suggesting you. But when you comes to revising, when it comes to going through this entire material once again, when it comes to points, various points and diagrams that you need to remember for this particular subject, I think PMFIS is a good choice, and you can download all these from their website and you can use them. That is one other source that I recommend. And finally, whenever you are in doubt, whenever you're not understanding any particular topic, I would recommend go to Amit Sen Gupta's channel on YouTube, and you can on his channel search for those particular concepts. He has pretty much covered entire geography syllabus, and you can easily understand from his videos various concepts of geography. It's a great channel. It did not exist when I was appearing for exam, but it has now been there for a while, and it is a fantastic source for geography. For geography, you can also Google various topics that you're not understanding or YouTube them. You can easily geography is such a subject which has huge amount of material available online. So these are the sources, and apart from that, I would also study NCERT's Human NCERT book, which covers human geography, and Indian geography NCERT book, which I will share the link in this particular description and the comment below, so you can download from there from the NCERT website. So this is the overall sources that you need to study for UPSC, but how to study that sources and how to cover the topics, various topics that are given in the UPSC syllabus, that is the most important topic of today, obviously, because I don't want to just give you sources, I want to also teach you how to study them, because that is more important from point of view of a particular aspirant. All right, so let's look into the topics. If you look into the topics that UPSC is given, it is very broad and it is not as comprehensive as you think it would be. It is simply salient features of world's physical geography. So this covers pretty much everything. This covers geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. Everything that comes in world geography is covered for UPSC. Then it provides distribution of natural resources across the world. So whatever the natural resources are there in the world, the distribution of that, and factors responsible for the location of various industries in various parts of the world. So this topic is talking about two particular things: resources and industries. All right, how are various industries kind of located around the world and why? So these particular two topics are covered well in PMFIS also, I think, and they're also covered well in YouTube videos. But these two are not really covered very well in NCERT. So I will share my notes also where I covered these particular parts. So in this, what will come is, like, for example, iron. Iron is a resource, gold is a resource, copper is a resource. Similarly, rare metals nowadays are big resources, important resources. So where are these resources distributed across the world? That is part of the syllabus. And industries is various industries. Let's say aluminum. Where is aluminum industry located? Why is it located there? Or where is steel industry located? Where is iron industry located to process all this iron that is coming from these resources? So those topics are also important for UPS perspective. All right, then next topic given is geophysical phenomena such as earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclones. Geographical features. So one is phenomena. Phenomena is basically various things that happen in on the earth because of climate, because of geomorphology, etc. Then various geographical features, this is another thing, and their location. Then changes in critical geographical features including water bodies and ice caps in flora, fauna, and effects on of the such changes. Basically, see, what is geography? Geography is nothing but the study of the earth's atmosphere, earth's crust, earth's geomorphology, how earth is structured, earth's landform, earth's climate. And this is not a static thing. This is not a static thing. Earth is changing, right? Earth is changing because of climate, earth is changing because of forces inside the earth, volcanism. Earth is changing because of all these ocean currents, because of winds. So all these things are changing the face of the earth, and the study surrounding that is geography. So you have to study all these different things, these dynamic things, and some static reasons behind them, physics behind them also in geography. So all that is covered basically here. So geography topics that are given in UPSC cover entire geography. There is no specificity as such except for this, where they have told you that you have to study the resources in the industries. All right, and of course maps and diagrams, I would say, are the key part of studying geography. You can study any geographical concept through maps and through diagrams, any topic. So that's why I would say that you rely a lot on geography. In geography, you rely a lot on diagrams and maps, and that makes it easy to study geography. So these are the various topics covered in UPSC. These are the sources. And now I will break down these particular topics for you so that you can understand how I used to approach any subject, including geography and specifically geography, and how you can study it. Okay, so first of all, how would I break down? How I would take each and every big topic and then try to break it into smaller topics and then go to the classic books to study the various chapters. So I know I have to study resources. So what are the resources? Resources are nothing but iron ore. So when you study, you will find out the various resources are things like iron ore, aluminum, copper, zinc, all these rare metals, all these are resources. Now, some of the resources are natural, obviously, they are found in the earth, but some of them are artificial. Some of them are created by man, all right, by humans. So, we have to study both of these resources. We have to study the location of these sources across the world, and we have to study various industries that are located wherever they are located, and what are the reasons those industries are located there. All right, so that is one topic you have to study. So I used to break down all the topics. So this topic is given in UPSC about the sources. This is how I would break down that resources topic, and I will further break it down into smaller and smaller parts. I will look at the old question papers also to get this understanding of what kind of topics I have to cover. Similarly, in geography, if you are talking about phenomena, what is phenomena of geography related to? It is related to land, minerals, rocks, climate, atmosphere, oceans, landforms, biodiversity, human geography, intervention of humans in geography, economy, because humans obviously change geography to get economic benefits from the earth. So all these different kind of things I would want to study, and I would break them down into these smaller topics, and then even further smaller topics. So how to study geography? Basically, first break down all the topics, try to get an overall idea what you have to study, and then further go down into all these topics whatever is given in the book. So first of all, the way I would approach geography is I would study this particular book. This is the number one book that I would like to start from, and I would obviously start from chapter number 1 only. I would go ahead, look at the table of contents, try to get in my head an idea what I'm going to study in the book. I'm going to study earth, geography as a discipline, landforms, climate, water, life on earth, and within this I'm going to study how the earth originated, what is the interior of the earth, what is inside the earth, how are the oceans and continents located on the earth, and what are the reasons behind them. Why is the important question. So this time in 2022 paper that is coming out of mains, you will see a lot of questions related to why. So it is very important you should understand the why are oceans located where they are, why are continents located where they are. All right, so similarly you will have breakdown of all these topics. Take a look at them and start off your studies from chapter 1. What is geography and why do we study geography? You don't have to understand this chapter in the first reading. It is almost impossible to remember all this or understand all this. It is almost impossible to remember or understand all these small details that are given in these chapters. But try to read it once. The first reading should be just trying to understand overall the theme and trying to understand the bigger concept. So if you go behind in the exercises, there are some questions that are always given. Try to write or try to find the answers to these big questions here. See, these are 30-word questions, 150-word questions. Sometimes these questions only come up UPSC. So you should try to understand these concepts properly because these are the important ones. And use a lot of diagrams to understand geography. The good thing about geography is you can pretty much draw everything. You can pretty much draw a diagram for everything in geography, literally everything in geography. Geography is one of those subjects where the book is always full of diagrams, some or the other diagrams. All right, so you can use a lot of these diagrams to make sense of what you're studying. And my technique of studying geography was always that I would remember geography through diagrams. I would remember geography not through concepts, not through readings, but through diagrams that I was studying. Okay, so first finish this NCERT book and use the Amit Sen Gupta videos to understand various concepts properly. Then followed by this book. After you've read this book, then you can go to the PMF IAS notes that are given, that I have told you about the various notes on all these different topics. I will also show you these notes, and you can study these notes because they are note formatted and they are revision oriented. So I will not use this particular notes to understand concepts, but I would use them to revise and to get the details. All right, so understand from this but revise from that. Then I would also use my Oxford Atlas and read it in various parts. So how would I study the Oxford Atlas? Basically I will go to a continent, understand that continent, then I would go to the country, one country of that continent, and then regions of the continent. I would not try to read everything page by page. Oxford should always, the maps atlas should always be referred to or should always be approached from in various blocks of continents, blocks of countries, blocks of regions. So let's say I'm going to study Asia. So in Asia, let's say I pick up China. Then I will study different regions of China, how they're related, what are the different landforms in those particular different parts of China, what are the resources found in those particular parts of China. That is how I would actually approach studying Oxford Atlas. Okay, like I said, try to understand the overview and then go to detailed facts. This is very, very important. Do a lot of previous year questions, a lot of mock tests, a lot of exercises from NCERT book, and solve at least 20-30 papers, full papers, and at least 10 dedicated geography papers, because for prelims point of view and from mains point of view, both geography is an important subject. So I would say that go ahead and do a lot of that. And of course, learn how to draw basic maps. Like, I don't know how to draw India very well, but I can kind of have, if you ask me to draw, I can draw a simple diagram and anyone can understand. It is not drawn to scale, it is not a great map at all, but I can draw it for the UPSC map, or UPSC if I need to do it for the UPSC exam. Similarly, if you have to draw North America, so roughly, something like that, and then South America. So obviously this is not a great map, but I can show roughly what I'm trying to show. Similarly, if I have to draw Japan, so roughly I can draw it and I can then mark it, and then I can show whatever I want to show here, through even my pen. I can show, let's say I want to show some ocean, some strait, or some gulf, or something like that, or some kind of a landform. Let's say I want to show the Rockies, so I can show the Rockies in the USA. Obviously this is not a correct diagram, but I'm just telling you, for example, that your diagrams have to be not very clean, but you should be able to draw them roughly. Okay, and diagrams form 70% of the geography concepts. If you learn the diagrams properly in geography, you're pretty much set. So this is how I would study geography. I will also show you how to study PMF IAS notes, and also some of the videos from Amit Sen Gupta. So here are the notes of PMF IAS, which I said, and these are the Indian geography notes, Indian Geo. And here you can see they have given a table of contents. Obviously you can refer to, if you have to study Himalayas, so you can go to that particular chapter, and they have given in a lot of detail every topic they have covered. And the thing I like about their particular notes is that you can revise from these notes. You can revise all these facts. You don't need to remember all these facts, but a lot of things you can revise. Let's say you want to study J&K and various regions in J&K. So you can easily refer to this very convenient map they have provided here, and you can study various parts of J&K. And then in point format, they have provided you various facts related to this particular part of India and the India's geographical setting. But this is not a book I would recommend. This is not notes I would recommend for studying for the first time. I would always recommend Indian geography if you are studying India, NCERT book. And after you have studied this NCERT book, Indian geography, then come to these Indian geography notes of PMF IAS, and then you can refer them for your studying, for revision, and for going into various details of things that you've studied in the NCERT book. So here they have provided all the details that you need to study about this geographical setting of India, borders, where it is located, what are the major divisions of India. All right, they have provided a physical map for your reference. So all this is definitely useful that way. And then after that, they have provided you the detailed structure of and the diagram of where various Indian rocks structures are located, rock systems are located, and then you can go in detail about that. But obviously the facts are very, very heavy in this particular book, in this particular notes. So I would say that be careful. You don't need to know all these facts, you don't need to study all these facts, you need to know the overview, but you need to go into certain facts which are more important. And how to know which facts are important? Well, you will know that by solving previous year questions and doing a lot of practice of mock tests, because not every fact is important. All right, so this is the maps that this is the particular book that I would not mind studying for this particular geography system. And similarly other geomorphology, etc., other notes are also given by this particular coaching institute. Similarly, if you go to Amit Sen Gupta's channel, this is Amit Sen Gupta's channel, and here if you go to his channel, you can, in playlists, you can find geopolitics. That is something new he started, but I like his geography note videos, So here he has provided videos of various geographical concepts. So here you can go and refer to any of his geography videos, which are very useful. Actually, I personally found them to be good quality. And like this, you can obviously do search for any kind of geography topics you are not understanding, and you can get to understand them from any other YouTube channel that you like. So here he has tried to cover Indian geography in a few chapters, rivers of India in a few videos. All right, so like this you can cover those particular world climate, Copen scheme, etc. So like this you can study all these particular topics. All right, so this is a useful channel. I would also recommend you guys to use it.